Hello everybody, Andy here from Glass Half Dead, and today I was, if I'm honest, just going to do a video. The original title was going to be Roasting Games Workshop's new website for 8 minutes straight, open brackets, stand-up comedy, close brackets. However, because, yeah, so that might tell you all you need to know about my thoughts on this bad boy, but after the lash back that GW has received on Reddit and Facebook, etc., about all of this and how bad it is compared to the old site, I thought, you know what? Let's not just make a video just slagging it off as much as possible. Let's actually poke around on the site. Let's actually try and use it a little bit and see how I feel about it after having browsed and explored its features for, I don't know, an hour. You know, instead of the first initial, hey, this isn't the old site, that scares me. I'm old and I don't like change. Well, I have a few notes. You know, this is not a no notes situation, that's for sure. However, I also have to admit that after having used the site for an hour or so, I kind of get it, and it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was yesterday. So I thought I would share that experience with you. However, first things first, let's go over the notes, okay? So, also, I said I was going to call this Roasting Games Workshop's website for 8 minutes straight. I might still have called it that. The alternative titles were Games Workshop's new website is a masterpiece, or what the new website tells us about Warhammer. As you could tell, I was kind of going in descending order of sarcasm there. Right, first things first, usability. So it took me a while to figure this out, but if you're just on this page, it's very confusing. And the reason it's so confusing is because I went here expecting what I had before, which was a storefront. I go here to see what is available to buy, right? What are the pre-orders for this week? What's whatever. So cool, fine. I come here. This is no longer that. This is something else. This is now a splash page, a landing page, whatever it's supposed to be called. It is no longer a storefront, which is very strange, because this is still where the storefront URL takes you. Once you accept that this is not a store, despite the fact it says search the store up top, ignore that. That's not going to help you. There's a basket, doesn't matter. Ignore that. That's not what this really is. Okay? Right. Usability. And I am going to guide you through how to get the most out of this site. I don't know why, but apparently I am. These 3 buttons up here are the key to the whole of this site, and so it's really sad that they just kind of sit there and they're not really doing much. So the first thing I'd like to see is, firstly, this needs to be a reactive element, and also it needs to have a background. So it needs to, just like something very light, just a little out like this down here. Just give us that little outline up there at the top. Now, first issue, I'm gonna say it. This Warhammer logo is a link. This start here page is a link. And they both send you straight back to here. Clicking on both of these are the same as refreshing the page. What we care about is the shop button, okay? Now, we're also aware, okay, let me show you, right? Just how many times you have to click to see stuff. So we'll open this, we'll look at Warhammer 40k, let's do Space Marines, cool, fine, if that's the way they want to do it. Nice. 221 items. That's not going to take too long to get through, obviously. Oh my god, they are actually only going to allow us to see 12 at a time. That's insane. Anyway, fine. That's obviously insane, but it's okay. Just give us a second button that says show all. Fine. This is insane, but it's such an easy fix. I'm almost going to give them a pass on it, except I'm not, because this is insane. This isn't good for browsing. This isn't good for anything. This is terrible. Give us a show all button. Easy fix. That will take 5 seconds to code. says me, who is not a coder, obviously. Right? Yeah, cool. Right, search box. Now, this is something that is personal to me. I don't buy off the Games Workshop website, right? I'm not insane. I use third-party websites, which we'll talk about in a moment. But this search box, what I would often do is I would click it and I would say, okay, what am I looking for? Let's say Space Marine eliminators, right? So I type in eliminator. Eliminator. Cool. Right. What information has it given me? It implies that eliminator is a thing, but that's it. The old search box would actually come up with a series of, so first off, pictures of the model that you're searching for and the price that they are. And for whatever reason, I actually found that very helpful. In fairness, that's often because I was searching for like, for the Chan, I was trying to put together like price lists. So I found that super helpful that I didn't have to click on the thing I searched for to know how much it costs and exactly what the model is. Right now, I don't actually know what an eliminator is. In my head, is that the snipers? It is. There you go. I guessed it. But I had to guess, and that's a bit crazy. We could talk about this stuff later. This will come up, but obviously the website is not finished. That seems an odd choice to launch an unfinished website. But like that's obviously stupid. Nobody's going to argue that. So fine. The website is not finished. Cool. Right. Let's talk about the splash screen again. Sorry. So as we know, we can click anything up top. Nice. Splash screen. So this is obviously weird, right? This is not a storefront. This is a splash screen, a landing page. Very strange. What is all of this? Oh, okay. So it is a shop, and we can shop by setting. It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange. But also, we don't know what this is. Maybe we think we have to click start here to start by, oh, it's just gone to the same thing. But no, the splash screen is the same, everything else different. And it's trying to guide us. Okay. All right. Fine. Also, I don't like this model as the representation of Age of Sigmar. But whatever. This is fine though, I guess. But I feel this could have been a slightly more bombastic model. But whatever. It's fine. Whatever. I'm okay with this as a concept. Like, it's very common these days to use, animated splash screens. So it's not the end of the world. To me, right now, this is very distracting, and it's just something that I have to scroll past in annoyance. But fine. Whatever, right? Okay. Inconsistency is what I want to talk about now. So, we want to get to Kill Team. How do we get to Kill Team? Let's take a look. So, if we go to here again. We scroll down. Okay, shop by setting. Now we look down here. Oh, there is no Kill Team or anything, right? So we don't care about Horus Heresy. That's trash. Middle-earth, fair enough. 40k. Okay, we know that Kill Team, Necromunda, all that stuff is part of 40k. So we shop Warhammer 40k. Great. We're here. Nice. How do we get to Kill Team? Here we go. Okay. Bottom left, Kill Team, we click that, and we get Kill Team. And sure enough, we can look at 12 of 85 entries at a time, which is brilliant. I love that. I love that. I love that for us. Very cute for us, isn't it? Okay, so we found Kill Team. Nice. Now, every site has an internal logic. So we go to Warhammer 40k, we go to Kill Team. Let's see if that works. Shop. Warhammer 40k. There's no Kill Team. That's because Kill Team is in other games. Why have they done? It's just inconsistent. Like, if you're going to define something for us, define. Anyway, okay. Also, the filters don't work. Again, this is just them doing poor data entry. But if we click filters, let's look for cards. What do you think we're going to get? Kill Team Chownath, which is a book. Cool. Do note that cards do exist. There are cards that you can buy, but I'm not going to scroll to find them because we can only see 12 at a time, right? So it doesn't show us that, which is weird. Also, granites, purifiers, purgation, inceptors, you can't use any of those. Now, obviously, behind the scenes, they have somehow checkboxed the fact that the strike squad is all of these, and therefore it puts all of the possible boxes into the list. Even though you can't actually use a purifier squad, it knows that if you bought it, you could use the strike squad configuration. So, very minor nitpick on that one, but still, we're slagging it off, right? We're roasting it, so fine. Yeah. Oh, you know what's another fun one? Environment. So the filters, environment tag. What do you think is going to come up for the environments? Let's have a look. I might expect the Killzone Upgrade Soul Shackle and the Killzone Gallow Dark. Maybe Essentials, because maybe Starter Set. Let's have a look. Let's take a look, shall we? Right. So the Gallow Dark turned up, and the Shadow Vault's turned up, but not the Soul Shackle that we just saw. Where's that? No starter set? I guess, but okay. It's fine. It's whatever. It's just data entry problems, right? Okay. Fine. Okay. I want to talk about flowcharts. Because we're all, we're all chaps, chapesses, and chapai of culture here. I love a good flowchart. In fact, honestly, okay, sorry, let me show you what I mean. Let me go back to the shop. Let me go to Warhammer 40k. Let me go to Space Marines. Let me go to Black Templars. Cool. So, what do we see here? Index Black... Oh, sorry, I thought that was £100 for a moment. Jesus. So, Index Black Templars. Cool. Okay, let's click on High Marshal Helbrecht. Nice. What do we see? What are we seeing here? Okay, there's a lot of... Oh, I don't like that it floats that banner. It should float it right to the bottom. Anyway, not the point. Not the point. So we see some big pictures. I like big pictures. That's good. Okay, cool, cool. We have to read more to see the base size. Right. You know what I don't like here? Flowcharts. Let me tell you what I mean. Hyperlinks. Just have a hyperlink at the top to show which category we're in, and being able to just go up one folder is invaluable. For example, earlier today, I wanted to find a specific Space Marine unit, but as they're literally called the same thing, whether it's Eliminator, Eradicator, Intercessor, I literally can't remember any of the names, sorry. But, they all have identical names, basically. So, I typed in Eradicator, but to consider, so we do that, right? Eradicator. Okay, cool. But really, I didn't mean Eradicators. I meant Eliminators, but I didn't know I meant Eliminators. So I'm here. I'm on the Eradicator page. Cool. I want to go and search Space Marines. Right? Why isn't there a little flowchart just here? Look at all this empty, dead space. Just put a little hyperlink chart right here that shows I'm in Eradicators, Space Marines, Black Templars, whatever is the next folder up. Warhammer 40k, whatever it is, right? Whatever that chain, whatever folder I'm really in, just give me that. It's mandatory. Yeah. So, for example, I'm going to show you Whaling Games here. This is just the first thing that I clicked on. Right at the top, this is what I mean. It's showing me here, this is what I'm on. Cities of Sigmar, Free Guild Command Corps. Okay, I didn't mean that. Maybe I meant Order Grand Alliance. I didn't, just to clarify. I don't want this. This is a weird way of them organising it, but that's not the point. I want to just search all of Cities of Sigmar. So I go up one. Cool. Then I'm like, actually, no, I just went all of Age of Sigmar. What's there? I just click here. Oh, great. All of this. This is how it works. Very genuinely. So Whaling Games and Element Games and Dark Sphere, who are the three sites that I tend to shop from in the UK online, all have this little hyperlink folder flowchart chain at the top. And whenever I go to a website that doesn't have them, I get scared and I'm confused and I don't like it. And until today, I thought that was me being weird. But now, having seen GW not do it, mega cringe. Very unhappy. I don't know why they can't just... Maybe they've hidden it. Maybe they've hidden it, but if they have, they've done it wrong. It should be right there. It's part of a basic search function. But then we've all seen GW rules, so good luck getting a search function, right? Cool. So another one. Now, obviously, I don't care about this, right? But if we look down here, we'll click read more, nothing there. Okay, delivery, age restriction, warning, all right, fine. We keep going. Maybe it's under full... Oh, that's just huge. Okay, what's all this crap? No, thank you. Didn't mean that. Okay, we keep going. Okay, we're at the bottom. What's missing? Did you notice? I'm sure you did. You hobby painting champions, you. There's no paint guide. Now, not an issue for me. I don't care. Obviously, I just paint whatever I want. But this seems like a big misstep, if I'm honest. Yes, they have an app. They have an app called something. I don't know. And they have Citadel Color here at the top left. So I was kind of thinking, okay, so maybe the Citadel Color site, which is just another site. Reject your cookies, sir. It's like, okay, so maybe they've moved it here. So actually I can search for a model. Like, let's try it again. Eradicators. And maybe this will bring up... No. I can't find how to paint eradicators in the scheme that I want to paint. Apparently, they do still have that on the app. However, I will point out, as somebody on Reddit pointed out, because obviously I don't care about painting. They have removed from the app and now the website how the contrast guides. So if you're a contrast painter, they don't give you any guides on how to do that now, which seems weird. If I'm being entirely honest with you, I'm kind of wondering, like, did they actually see a drop in sales of their like layer and highlight colors because of contrast? Like, did contrast work so well that now people buy one paint instead of three? You know, the layer, the mid, and the edge highlight. Okay, all right. Well, it's taking me to the wrong site now. So I click on this. That's okay. That does take me back here. So, right. So, okay. The big thing that I struggled with when I first came here was I thought you had to always scroll down and get into the shop from here, right? This is cringe, isn't it? So, okay, that's shop Age of Sigmar. Okay, scroll down again. Okay, and I have to explore. I thought it was an absolute... Well, I shan't... Pardon my French. But le merde, I don't know. Anyway, that's not the case. All right, as I hinted at the beginning, there is a better way to browse this site, and that is from the store button. Sorry, it's called shop. The shop. Right. So it's really a drop-down menu, which is weird because normally this sort of thing on websites tends to just be like a ... or it shows that it is clearly a button that will expand when you click it. Cool. That's all it is. That's what it does, but fine. They've just not done that. They've not followed the convention. Cool. But this is actually very useful. This little drop-down menu means that we don't have to care about the rest of the site and all this weird stuff they've done. We can just click shop and go to where we want. Now, as above, it doesn't mean it's great, okay? But you can just get to exactly where you want to go using this. Go here. We know we want the pre-orders, because why else are you going to... You're not buying from here. There are no pre-orders. Okay, fine. That's possibly actually true. I don't know. So, yeah. Right. But as long as you remember you always go back to shop to navigate and you never click on anything else, then actually the site's not terrible. I'm going to be honest with you. And go back here again. Further to that, and I kind of can't believe I'm saying it after my initial reaction to this site. I think this site makes a lot of sense. Yes, I've just been quite harsh on it. And I think there are obviously some teething problems, right? But, you know, small indie company, we can't blame them, you know. Not like they have millions of pounds to throw at issues, do they? No. So my first thought was that they absolutely messed all of this up, and all this flashy stuff should be how the Warcom site looks, right? Because this is all propaganda, it's PR, it's marketing. That's why it looks cool. It's a video, right? But the Warcom site, if we go to that, oh, sorry, I was looking at, I was reading. But the Warcom site, right? The Warcom site is really boring. But that's fine, because it's to maintain engagement with existing collectors. Because it just gives pretty boring information that is only relevant to those in the know, and it has very few calls to action that can be effectively monetized. Yes, I know that if you click on something, it will give you a hyperlink to the store page, right? And say, hey, you know, Eldar are dominating, maybe here's a hyperlink to a Wraith Knight, right? Like, they literally did that. That's fine, you know, is what it is. But ultimately, it's a PR news site and has no pretensions of being anything more than that. So odd as it might sound, we don't need Warcom to look good. But the storefront webpage, it just needs to let you buy models, right? Like, that's the key. And that's kind of what threw me. Because now it feels like it's really hard to find models to just purchase, right? There's a lot of clicks to get to the point where you can pay money for something, which seems bad, just from a logical perspective, right? It's not good at it. What used to be a vaguely acceptable storefront, I'm not saying it was good, but it was fine. It had issues, let's be honest, it wasn't good, but it fine. What used to be a vaguely acceptable storefront is now a splash page telling us generic stuff about the setting. But we don't need that. Well, yeah, us whales and boomers don't need to know about the setting because we've lived and breathed it for the past 20 years. However, we're also men of culture, and we know that Games Workshop's biggest focus is new players. Existing players, look, we're going to do whatever we choose to do, whether that's be total GW fanboys and buy everything regardless, or decide we hate them, and because Necromunda cards go out of stock, we're going to 3D print all models from now on and pirate GW designs, because despite our advanced age, we never actually grew up. Lol. Yes, that's a real true story. Some people are children. But Warhammer is, let's be honest, an unwieldy beast with so much information that if you aren't having your hand held every step of the way, either by a friend or an in-store employee, it's a warren of madness that will turn a lot of people away. I mean, you know, look, I'd love to know the actual metrics for people that hear about Warhammer from some source, whether it's, you know, this new influx because of the whole Henry Cavill stuff, just some actor they like for some other reason, or whatever, like, you know, an alternative source, and try to find, you know, something out about Warhammer. So obviously they Google it, and first thing you get is the company's webpage, and they just leave and never come back, because what the hell was that? Warhammer is so big, and it really doesn't have the easiest and friendly ways to enter, again, unless you are having your hand held. So, you know what? Honestly, turning their main website into an introduction to Warhammer is, let's be honest, a really good idea. And I truly hate to bring this bit up, but I think we have to acknowledge that in reality, all of us people that want it as a storefront buy from other websites. In the UK, I recommend Element Games for new releases, Whaling Games for general stock, and in the USA, I have absolutely no idea, but maybe Noble Knight Games because I have an affiliate link with them, but nobody else in the US, so who knows, right? But I also have an affiliate link with Element Games and Whaling Games, which is lucky because I actually actively use both of them, so it's very easy for me to say when you should use which one. But again, I'm going to buy everything off those sites. I don't buy things off this site. I use their website for research how much things cost. So the fact that they have moved it to being good for beginners, I can't really complain, to be honest. Because this website was never for me, because I don't buy off of it. Unless the only time I buy from it is when I'm trying to get hold of a Black Library limited edition book. That's it. Everything else, I go to Wayland or Element, and that's it. Or my local game store, if I want to pick it up same day. Cool, well that's the end of this rant. Sorry that I wasn't quite as negative about it as I could have been. Yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time. It's not a good site. I think it needs a lot of touch-ups. It does seem a little bit insane they went live with it at this point, but hey, what's better than a public beta test of your website just before Christmas, right? There you go. All right, stay gangster, everybody, and stay hydrated. Hydrated gangsters are the best. Goodbye.